Hey gamers, it's Aksu here, and I'm having an absolute blast playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33. As of May 2025, it's my personal game of the year so far. In this video, I just wanted to cover a quick topic that I know can be confusing for new players of the game. I'm going to break down the very important systems of Pictos and Lumina. And in case you're concerned, this video does not contain any story spoilers. First off, it's important to know the items that you actually collect in the game are the Pictos. You'll find these in the world, receive them as rewards, and also have a chance to purchase them from some merchants. Here's an example. Pictos are an accessory item that have an item level, stats that scale with that item level, and a passive effect, and this passive effect is called a Lumina. And because each Pictos is a separate item, they can only be equipped on one character at a time. And then critically, the Lumina portion of the Pictos becomes more available and more flexible once the Pictos has been mastered. All that's needed to master Pictos is to have the Pictos item equipped on any character in your combat team while winning 4 separate battles. So while equipped, each battle win will add one side of the framing to your Pictos. Once all sides of the frame are in place, the Pictos is mastered, and the Lumina on that Pictos is now unlocked for use with the Lumina point system. This means that you're now able to allocate Lumina points to obtain the Lumina benefit for any mastered Pictos without the Pictos item being equipped. And to make this even more powerful, the Lumina from any mastered Pictos can be gained on any of your characters, and in fact, multiple characters at the same time using Lumina points. Each of your characters is limited to having a maximum of 3 Pictos equipped at one time, but when your character has that specific Pictos equipped, they get all the benefits shown on the item. Here's an example of a Pictos inventory in Act 1. We can see the Pictos that are equipped, meaning the Expeditioner is receiving the stat benefits as well as the Lumina on these items. We can also see the mastery level for each Pictos. Keeping in mind that each Pictos item can only be equipped by one Expeditioner at a time, the inventory shows which Pictos are equipped across your whole party. Here's an example of 2 similar Pictos items that have the same Lumina benefit. Because they're actually individual Pictos items, each can be equipped separately on different team members at the same time. We also notice that the Pictos are categorized by color. The color appears to be rough guidance, with gray showing unmastered Pictos, red are buffs to damage, green indicating an offensive utility, and light blue indicating a defensive utility. These colors don't always correlate fully, but that's just a good place to start. And here on the Lumina inventory, we can see each of the passives and the Lumina points required to activate them. This inventory includes Lumina from all Pictos that you've mastered. And in fact, this page also shows the Lumina that you're receiving from equipped Pictos, even if they're not mastered, just so you have a full picture of the Lumina that your Expeditioner is currently affected by. And it's on this page where you can freely change the Lumina point allocation within the Lumina point pool for that character. This Lumina point pool can be expanded in 2 ways. First off, each character gains 1 Lumina point every time they level. The second method is by converting Colour of Lumina items into Lumina points. Colour of Lumina are inventory items that you'll collect throughout your adventures. You'll pick them up in the world, you'll receive them as rewards, and you can purchase them from various merchants. At one point, fairly early in your adventures, you'll meet an NPC who can convert those Colour of Lumina into Lumina points. Here's an example of the interface that allows you to add more Lumina points to your characters. It should be noted though that converting Colour of Lumina into Lumina points on a character is permanent, so you should take some care on how much you assign to each character. Even though your Pictos slots are limited, you can swap out which Pictos are equipped at any time outside of combat. However, and this is a really cool system, you may gain as many Lumina as your Lumina points pool will support. And similar to equipping and unequipping Pictos items, you can also configure your Lumina at any time when you're outside of combat. As you progress through Expedition 33, you'll gain a large collection of Pictos and their associated Lumina. As your collection grows, managing all the Pictos and Lumina options can be critical to your success and also a bit overwhelming. Thoughtful selection of which Lumina you use can help to overcome challenges presented in different combat scenarios. Some fights you may need to enhance your defenses, others may require more free aim attacks, or another simple example is that a Lumina that's triggered when an enemy dies just might not give you any benefit for a solo boss fight that doesn't summon adds. This opens up a big question though, do I equip the Pictos or use Lumina points instead? I would say a key consideration should be the stats granted by the Pictos. The stats are only applied to your character when the Pictos is equipped. As you progress and obtain higher level Pictos, the stat modifiers do become enormous benefits. A secondary consideration to help decide which Pictos to equip might be the Lumina point cost to gain that particular Lumina. If the Lumina point cost is prohibitively high for the pool size that you have, equipping the Pictos could be a solution. For example, it might be more efficient to equip a Pictos to gain a Lumina that would otherwise cost 20 points. I hope that this video helped to clarify how Pictos and Lumina are assigned and used to enhance your team in Expedition 33. If you found this guide helpful or you'd like to see more content and guides on my channel, please be sure to like, comment, and especially subscribe. It really does help a lot. You can also follow and subscribe to my Twitch channel where I stream games weekly. I really do rely on your support, and thank you very much.